And we're live.
All right, everybody. How you doing? Good evening. It is Tuesday. That means it's Transformation Tuesday. Welcome, Cristina. How are you tonight?
Thank you, Tom. I'm doing delightful. I slept last night. Yes, thumbs up. I like sleep. How are you doing?
That's great. I'm doing awesome. It is the eve before Thanksgiving Eve, so that means everybody's getting ready to work a half a day tomorrow and start indulging with their family and their friends, and God knows what else is going to be shoved down our throats into our body. All types of beverages and libations and foods and overindulgence of every kind. And that's why tonight is so important, Christina, because we're going to talk about how to prevent that overindulgence, what you can do instead, or how to combat it, and then also how to create some long-term plans. And tonight, I'm going to let Christina tell you all about it, but you're going to get something very special and very free. We love that word. If it's free, it's for me. Christina, I'll hand it over to you. Welcome.
Thank you, Tom, for that delightful introduction. So energetic. I love it. All right, so tonight is Transformation Tuesday. And what we were going to discuss today, because today is development week in our month, okay, is how you're going to practice with everything that you've learned from the first few weeks of Real Talk episodes on nutrition, how to pull it together and prepare 3 days of meals. That's all you want to do. You want to sit down and write out a food plan for 3 days, and then you're going to prep those 3 days ahead of time so that you can start practicing food prep, because believe it or not, it will save you a world of time in the long run to have one day where you dedicate a few hours to getting yourself set up properly for the entire week. Not only will you be eating better, your energy levels will be better, you will be feeling better about yourself, and it's really just quick and easy. And in the long run, you save money in your pocket by food prepping. And eating home. So not only is it better for your health, it's better for your pockets, people. So with that said, because we didn't want you guys to get overwhelmed with the holiday season, we decided to give you away a little treat. We're giving you the MBS 21 Jumpstart program. It is 21 days of recipes that you can choose from. It is the most simple of all of the challenge pack programs as far as the recipes go. There is a decent amount of variety in there, so skim through breakfast, lunch, dinners, and snacks to get ideas for when you're setting up your 3-day menu. All the instructions and directions are included on how to prep your food in there, so that should pretty much simplify it. And then as a bonus, because with our challenge packs, we give out written routines, and then we offer demos or free consultations to go over the movements. You guys are getting that as a bonus too. So all you need to do is review your written formats for your exercise programs. There's 3 in there. And then hit us up on info@mbsconnection.org for a free consultation where we can walk you through the exercises for each of the routines. We do have some demo pictures and videos available if need be, but I personally like that personalized touch of that live video conference where we're walking you through it. So definitely take advantage of it and share it, because we want everyone to be set up for success going into this holiday season. So with that said, there are links to that food plan, links to a 3-day tracker for you guys. Again, your food log, we put the link back up there so you can use it to meal plan for the next 3 days. Well, for 3 days in a row, we all know you're going to holiday eating. So we also put a link to Tom's blog because there's some holiday tips on there for you guys. And then we put a link to my blog because there's about 7 tips for food prepping on there, and the rest we're going over on tonight's episode. So with that said, we're going to start doing some of our food prepping. And by the way, you guys I'm available on live chat during this session. So anybody who pops into view, you can put your questions right there, and I will definitely bring them to everybody else and answer them. So let's start with the best thing you can do is invest in proper containers. and packaging for your food. Because not only and personally, and Tom and I personally feel, I know Tom mentioned it last week, and I agree, glass containers are probably best. It's better to invest in quality containers. And I would suggest buying matching sets. This way you don't have to play, the game of what top goes with what container in your Tupperware. So keep it simple, simplify your life. I know that sounds pretty simple, but we don't realize it. We're like, oh, this container set's real cute. And then we start mixing and matching. And then what we know when we have to wash everything is that we are now playing an hour game of matching the container tops to the containers. So just keep your life simple. Buy all the same type. Buy them in various sizes so that you have containers for your snacks. You have containers for your bigger meals, okay? So tip number one, invest in the right containers. With that, you could also invest in your right kitchen gadgets. So some great things to invest in would be a vacuum sealer for your food. Great way to make a bunch of the same thing that are freezer friendly. Seal them, vacuum seal them, throw them in your freezer on days that you're running around and you're going a little crazy and you maybe didn't prepare that day. Instead of panicking and grabbing something at the store that maybe is not such a great choice, you can go right to your freezer and grab one of your meals right from there. So definitely invest in the right gadgets. A Ninja would also be a great gadget to invest in, and a juicer, great way to incorporate your fruit and veggie servings into your day is by making delicious smoothies. So, and juices. They're super refreshing, great to get your servings in. We have tons of juices and smoothie recipes. So if you need some ideas, you'll see some of them in that MBS 21 jump packet that's attached to this link below the video. And we have several more. So just hit us up with an email, again, at info@mbsconnection.org, and we can help you out with that. Mason jars are also great to invest in because you could put salads in there. You could do overnight oats in there. They're just great for portion sizing. They're great because they're quickly, you can take them anywhere with you. They're travel safe. There's just a lot of great reasons to have them. So you want to invest in some mason jars as well. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people panic because they don't want to go on any kind of new eating plan because they're afraid that they're going to be eating dull meals. So stock up on herbs and spices, fresh and dry, because you can make your meals very flavorful without having to use any added salt or sugars to your recipes. And you still get delicious, flavorful meals. Trust us. You can try any of our challenge pack or meals. We have binders and binders worth of meals. Tom will tell you they are delicious, and they are not the kind of meals that you feel like you're on a diet, because our whole philosophy is overall, we don't like the term diet the way it's used. We like diet in terms of proper nutrition that you're supposed to be getting in for your energies, your units of energy, your caloric intake, okay? So new recipes are great to try. You can get quick and easy. You can get crock pot recipes with us. There's tons of sites out there that offer quick 30-minute recipes also. Don't get overwhelmed. Try a handful at a time. Don't try to incorporate everything at once if you know that's going to overwhelm you and you have a track record of being set up for failure that way. Try incorporating 1 or 2 new recipes each week. And for the most part, stick to the basics. Another quick tip for you, and then I'm going to throw it over to Tom, see if he wants to add anything on the few tips that we listed already. But it's, you can cook all your meats at the same time. You know, when you get home from shopping, take a bunch of Ziploc bags out, season and marinate your meats. Throw them in your Ziploc bag, throw them in the refrigerator, and the next day when you're food prepping, you have a bunch of flavorful meats all ready to be cooked at the same time. So with that said, we've got a ton more tips that we're going to go over. We're going to tie all these together, but I'm going to throw it over to Tom to see if he wants to add anything so far.
Thank you, Christina. Great list thus far. Can't wait to hear the rest. So a few things about it. Number one, this program that we're going to be giving to you I personally use it. My wife has personally used it. I have members and clients that have used it. I have clients that have used it to prepare for their wedding, and it was the best program. They'll tell you themselves. In fact, one of them is going to be writing me a testimonial because of it, because she felt so great being on the program just for the 21 days before her wedding. And she said, I'm just the dress is a little too tight. I got to cut some weight down a little bit. So I said, I got the perfect plan. It's healthy. It's nutritious. It's not going to be too drastic. It's going to be just right. Obviously, she doesn't want to be too tight, but she also doesn't want to be too thin, because now you completely throw the dress off. So it had to be just right. And fortunately, the plan was perfect for her. She implemented it. She executed it. And she's very happy. Now, a couple things about food prepping. Number one, my favorite implement that I have in my kitchen is my NutriBullet. There's lots of different varieties and quality of NutriBullets. I have a NutriBullet RX. It does soups. It does the smoothies, all kinds of stuff. My daughter, who's 9, she uses it on her own. She likes to cut up her fruit. She puts it in there. She adds the water, puts the lid on, press the button. It does it all on its own. You don't have to watch it. It already has an automatic timer for 1 minute. As soon as 1 minute's up, it shuts off. It's awesome. Easy to clean. We use it every single day. A couple things Cristina mentioned. The glass Tupperware, right? Glass microwave is not the greatest thing to be doing, but the reality is I don't have a stove that I can cook at my office. So guess what? If I want to eat warm food, hot food, I have to heat it up in the microwave. So instead of heating it up in plastic, where the plastic is known to leak into your foods, especially after you cut it dozens and hundreds of times after year, get glass. Glass is a little bit better if you're going to be microwaving your food. Keeps it nice and hot. Even if you made it in the morning, you heat it up at home on the stove, put it in the glass, it'll still stay warm for a while. That's something you could always do. Mason jars are awesome. You can get those at Michael's. You have a Michael's near you? I picked mine up for 99 cents. They're about 16-ounce mason jars, 99 cents. You can go online. You can find like your 40% coupon. So you get them dirt cheap. I have a whole cabinet filled with about 24 of them. My wife can't stand it because there's lids and jars everywhere, but it works. The other thing that's great, Cristina, is fortunately for us, with Marie and I, we both eat the same way. And we can prepare our food together. So while she's dicing and slicing, I'm cooking, or vice versa. All right, so it makes it go really fast. So if you have somebody in your house you can do it with, whether it's a spouse, a loved one, your kids, teach your kids how to eat better. Right, get them involved in the process. It makes it fun and exciting. I know my girls love to help prepare and be in the kitchen. They love being with us, and now they're learning something new, something creative. They're creating things. Even if they're not going to eat it or drink it, they love to help out. And that's setting such a good example, especially if you're preparing good, nutritious foods. Eventually, they'll come around. They'll come around. So keep setting that good example. Work together. It'll make the time go by that much faster. It's more enjoyable. It doesn't seem so labor intensive. And again, I'm sure Cristina will touch on this. Do it on a time when you can invest, a few hours. This way it's done. So if a Sunday afternoon works for you, great. Spend the amount of time it takes. Cristina can talk about time prep. It should take you 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours. That's if you're preparing for 2 weeks. Yes, you can prepare food for 2 weeks, right? And that's where we're talking about investing in good storage containers and the freezer bags or the vacuum sealing. It'll keep your food for a long time. So storage is very, very important. And again, have some fun with it. Again, Cristina, you brought up a great point, Cristina, with, if you have a track record of faltering in the past, starting and stopping, or things get a little too tough is when you tend to fall away and fall off the wagon, then don't go all in yet, right? Start little by little. Start adding a few recipes a day. Start with a few of the juices and maybe 1 meal. And after a few days, add 2 meals and another juice, right? So gradually work your way into it. It's just like exercise, right? We're not going to run a marathon on our first day. So why are we going to, prepare every food and nutrition and every meal absolutely perfectly if we know that we're going to quit in a week, right? So gradually work your way into it, and you'll see in no time it'll become part of your lifestyle, and you don't want to go back.
Thanks, Tom. Okay, so with that said, here's a couple more tips, all right? And it revolves around the kitchen, okay, guys? Make sure that when you are starting your food prep, you are starting with a clean and organized kitchen. You are going to literally make your kitchen a prepping factory, okay? Which means you don't want to have to stop 100 times and search for things. Organize yourself. Clear counter space or the table space, then pull out all your pots and pans that you're going to be using, all of the, the mixers, the juicers, everything should be out and ready and stationed before you start doing anything else. I personally like to make sure I clean everything, cleaning out the refrigerator before I go food shopping, so that when I come back, I can either marinate what I need to marinate as I'm putting things away, or break things apart, use those vacuum sealed bags for the things that are going to go into the freezer for the following week's food preps, because you can grab things like frozen vegetables and fruit, okay, that you can keep for several weeks out. You could buy those things in bulk there, and you get your fruit servings in, and you get a quick and easy fix. Quick and easy snacks, quick and easy for your juice recipes. Okay, so start with a clean and prepped kitchen, everything out. Take all of your chopping things and get all your chopping done. That's what I do. All the boards come out, all the knives come out. I chop everything. They go into bowls, and as I'm cooking, a bunch of vegetables are going into each of the dishes. Fresh herbs and spices, everything is lined up. Line it up like little soldiers of spices and herbs, little soldiers of vegetables in bowls. This way it's all done. You do the cleanup from that. You're putting the meat in the oven, because remember, you prepped it in bags the night before to marinate with seasonings. They're all getting cooked at the same time. And then while that's cooking, you do all your sides at the same time. So quick and easy tip, and I gave it on my blog today, roasted root vegetables are great ways to get some sides in real easy, because you can put them on one large pan, put them in the oven on your top rack while your meats are on the bottom, or as your meats are coming out, you can start putting your vegetables and your fish in there, because we should have fish included also in our diet. Okay. Another quick tip, stock up on the easy staples, your herbs, your spices, the frozen fruit, the frozen vegetables. You buy all of that stuff in bulk, so that you're never without anything. You're in a pinch, you have something there already, even if it's not prepped ahead of time. Okay. Prep up as many days worth of meals as you can. Keep this in mind. When you're new to prepping, you're going to feel completely overwhelmed. So it's going to take you a long time, because you're going to feel like you have to focus on one thing at a time. And we're trying to tell you that we don't want you to do that. We want you to focus on all your meats, not one dish with your meat, all of them. Cook them all at the same time. Individual cookware containers can all go in the oven at the same time, okay? Same thing with all your sides. Do all your sides at the same time. You're going to get better with multitasking as you do it. So what might take someone 6 hours to do the first time, they can get it down to 4 with practice and preparation on it. But the key is to know what you're doing when you're getting into the kitchen. So now that we've talked about all the things to do in the kitchen for the most part, and we gave you recipe ideas, we're going to talk about how to go into this little food prepping battle prepared. Number 1, you need to actually plan your menu. Okay? You don't want to walk. And number 2, that goes with planning your menu, because immediately after you plan your menu, you're creating your shopping list. The last thing you want to do is walk in blindly to the supermarket and try to figure out while you're shopping what healthy meals to make. So the best thing to do is sit down and literally write out what you're going to make for the week. then create your necessary shopping list, then go food shopping, and then follow the steps from there. So you should already, before you go food shopping, your kitchen should be cleaned and prepped and ready for your prep day the next day. You should go food shopping with a list in hand so that you're in and out of that store with bringing all the items back with you that you need. And then you're going into battle, so to speak, all prepared, okay? Everything is lined up. Everything is in order. You know what you're doing ahead of time. If you know what you're doing with your meats, you can prep them all at the same time. If you know what sides you're making, you can prep that all at the same time. There's no reason to have to do one complete meal and then do the next complete meal and the next complete meal. That's why it takes people so much time to do their food prepping. We don't want that, okay? Tom, before I go on, do you want to throw in any tips about prepping or food shopping?
Yeah, food shopping. So at first you're like 4 hours, 6 hours. I'm gonna have to spend 6 hours every Sunday shopping, shopping and food prepping. My bill is gonna be astronomical. I'm gonna be shopping for 2 weeks. That's crazy. But here's the thing, people. When you first go shopping, your initial order, if you're not eating that well right now, then your initial order is probably going to be higher than it usually is, because you have to pick up things that you probably don't have stocked in your house, like your herbs and your spices and so forth. But after that, those things last for months. So you're going to pile up on some things that are going to last you a long time. But now, instead of buying a bag of chips or cereal that's $5 or $6, that's going to last you 1 or 2 days or 3 days, you're going to buy vegetables that cost you $2 or $3, and you're going to buy 3 or 4 different kinds of vegetables for $6 or $7, and that's going to last you a week or two, right? So we always say, well, eating healthy is expensive. No, it's actually cheaper, because now you're not spending all your money on the excess things, the munchies and the crunchies and the quote unquote fun food. Those things are expensive. Those things add up, right? So when you're eating healthy, you're buying your meats, your fishes, your chickens, whatever it is, you're finding the sales, you're using your coupons, right? You're stocking up. You go to Costco or BJ's, you stock up when there's a sale. Put them in your freezer, prepare them. Do it so you have enough food to last you weeks. And that investment, you'll see over time, is actually cheaper in the long run. It's cheaper in the short run and the long run, right? You're not buying juices. You're not buying sodas. You're buying fresh fruits that last. You're buying a bag of apples that will create juice for days, right? So don't be intimidated by the cost or the time. You'll see how efficient you'll become in no time at all. And especially if you follow some of the other tips with, being more comfortable in the kitchen. I'll say this. A lot of people say, I am horrible in the kitchen. I can't cook. There's no way. We make it so much harder than it actually is. We make it so much harder. It's very simple. And if you're really uncomfortable, number one, you can always ask us. We can certainly help you, right? And we're still going to do our Rachel Ray Emerald cooking show. Bam!
Yep, Tom. Yep, we are. Where you get to cook and I get to lean over your shoulder and tell you how you could do it better, since you put me on the spot that day. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And then, again, if you're not that comfortable, hopefully you have somebody in your house or somebody in your family that can say, hey, can you help me out? And I know you're really good in the kitchen. Can you show me a few things, how to do it? It's very simple. It's just ask for help. So.
Yep. Okay, so listen, guys. My suggestion, just to recap, okay, is to prep 3 days to practice and to start. You'll feel less overwhelmed rather than trying to plan out a whole week or 2 weeks at one time. Get down your routine, sticking to some of the basics we've been talking about, and you will be comfortable. The other thing I'm going to say to you guys is schedule a time to do this where nothing else is scheduled around it, okay? So that you can focus on what you're doing and find ways to improve your time management in the kitchen. You've got to get your flow going. Well, once you get your flow going, you'll get quicker and quicker each time that you do it. It takes practice. We can definitely save you more time and energy with specific tips for your lifestyle if you reach out to us at info@mbsconnection.org for more specific information on tips. But stay tuned, because we will be doing future episodes where we're going to break down some of these tips for you guys. Tom was talking about the cost of shopping. I go shopping and I can feed 2 people, three sometimes. In my prepping, I cook for sometimes my roommate, and I cook for a client. Personally, I cook for her, not the meal department, not the partners over there. And we can feed ourselves for 2 weeks under $100. So if you're overspending, it's because you don't know how to shop. So just like with everything else, get humble and ask someone, because it is completely possible to stay within budget. Okay, for those who want to use budget as an excuse, but I don't think when it comes to the food you're putting in your body, that should be where you're worried about pinching pennies. Okay, go ahead, Tom.
So, what you said was awesome, because it brings us back to mindset and our relationship with that food. So if we're using food as the excuse to express our emotions or get out our emotions and express ourselves, whatever it is, your relationship with your food is overindulgence, going out to eat, buying the things that make you, quote unquote, feel good, that, oh, it's sad food, or I'm happy, so let's go celebrate. Let's go eat, a pound of chicken wings, right? We got to move away from that. So that's where the mindset comes in. We have to gradually get our mindset to the point of food is fuel. We're nourishing our bodies. We're going to put in good, wholesome nutrients, energy source, calories, right? Unit of energy. That's where we have to get with our food, right? And the cool thing about our programs is that it's not like you're depriving yourself. I can assure you, the food that you eat, and there's a lot of it, you'll be like, well, how am I supposed to lose weight, or how am I supposed to build muscle? I'm eating all this food. That's how you lose weight. That's how you build muscle. You eat. You have to fuel the fire.
Yep.
I'm at work. My kid, every time my kids see me, I'm eating something. I'm drinking a smoothie or a shake, and they're like, "Mister, you're always eating." Like, why do you think I have muscles? Right? Because a long time of hard work and a lot of nutrients coming in all the time. Never a day off. Right? So it's a long-term process. Again, it's not a quick fix. We're looking for long-term solutions to our problems, to our relationship problems with our food, to our energy levels, to our the way we look at ourselves, the way we feel about ourselves. These all can be handled and dealt with. Not entirely, eating well and exercise isn't going to answer every single question that you have, but it's going to help a lot, and it's going to lead you on the path of self-awareness and an understanding that, I'm a priority. And if I can take care of my body and I can take care of my mind, well, then I can pretty much take care of my soul and every other aspect in my life, especially the relationships with myself and with the loved ones in my life. So, thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Here's another tip for you guys that are panicking about food prepping time. You guys could easily buy fruits and vegetables that are already cut. They're already prepared. They're already cut. So it saves you your peeling and cutting time and slicing time in the kitchen if you're that worried about getting it all done and being overwhelmed. Like I said, you can do it and do it with confidence if you take some simple basic steps. Before you do anything else, make sure that you are writing down what your plan is. What meals are you making? Okay, create a shopping list. Start with a clean kitchen. Start with all your gadgets out and ready to go. do all the meats at one time, all the sides do it step by step. The meats take longer to cook. So while the meats are in there, you're prepping you're cooking your sides, and you're done with that. Snacks are really easy to do. Keep it simple on snacks. Fruits, vegetables, things like cheese and yogurt are quick to go snacks. We have trail mix recipes. We have frappe recipes. We have a bunch of very quick and easy, delicious little combo recipes in our food plans. So there's some in the 21, and then our 30-day plan and our lifestyle plan, which is 6 weeks, MBS Revolution 12, which is our extreme weight loss and lifestyle transformation program, and MBS Beast Mode is more for, you know, our sports conditioning and our already more advanced members. Okay, they have a much stricter training cycle, a lot more food. So you're definitely, one thing no one can ever say is that you're deprived of food on any of our plans on it, because we don't restrict you from anything. We give you healthy versions of everything. We give you some really yummy versions of foods. And we don't tell you you're not allowed to eat out, because you are. We just tell you there's no reason to eat out 3 times a day, 7 days a week on it. So I find the same people that use, by the way, Tom, the excuse that it's too expensive to eat, right, go out and spend $60 on a meal, and they're eating one time off of that meal in the restaurant, when for $60 they could have stocked or halfway stocked their fridge with fresh foods. So time, energy, money, they're not real excuses. Even laziness or procrastination, they're not real excuses. They're just things that we get comfortable, labels that we get comfortable saying to co-sign each other's shit when we don't want to do what we're supposed to do. And we say it's okay for people. Oh, I identify, your schedule is crazy. Because when I say that, it's an excuse, and there are no real excuses for why I'm not doing something. So I can say it's okay for you, because then that makes it okay for me. So back to implementing strategies. When you're in the kitchen, I want you to take a different, and this is our last tip for today, because again, we're going to be breaking some of these down in future episodes, giving you more detailed information on each of the steps as you go along, because remember, this is a journey and a learning process for you guys. We don't expect you to get everything right away, but I want you to have a relationship with food prepping. Not just with food prepping. Instead of dreading it, put on some music, throw a TV on in the background. I don't really care what you choose. Throw a podcast on, you know, make it fun. Okay, make it fun. I've got music going, or or Netflix is going in the background while I'm chopping away and putting things in and out of the oven. And I vacuum seal everything personally, because it's really quick to transport it. It's very easy. Pop it in the microwave or in a pot of boiling water, and it heats up after 3 minutes, and I'm good to go for the day. So it's great. And I usually make a few extra of things when I'm food prepping for days where, because there's always emergency days where you think you have time to do something, and all of a sudden you get a phone call, there's a client emergency, and I'm taking that client emergency call, and I need a quick fix, and I don't want to go to Wawa and grab a meal from Wawa. So I always keep a couple of meals extra in my freezer. Might be on my food shopping day. Usually it happens on my food shopping day where someone has an emergency, Tom. All right, so I want you to have a good relationship with the prepping. Just go in organized and with a positive attitude, and understand that 4 or 5 hours on one day is going to save you several hours every single day. It's going to save you money in your pocket overall, weekly and monthly. After you stop bringing in so much junk and you start bringing in better foods that you're stocking up on, your cost is going to severely go down in what you're spending in food. So there's also ways to shop smart, which I think is going to be a very specific episode we're going to be doing on Transformation Tuesday, because I think a lot of people think healthy eating is expensive because they just don't know how to shop. I think that's what it boils down to. They don't know how or when to shop. And that's why they're spending more money than they need to on their food items, and they're stressing out and it's not necessary. So with that said, those are your tips for today's Transformation Tuesday. Remember, you have the 21 jump recipes on a link below. You have a 3-day food tracker so that you can write out 3 days. We want you to just try 3 days of food planning. You can even cheat right now by using the recipes. Go through the 21-day menu and the recipes and go, I like this day, I like this day, I like this day. Copy them down. And there you go. Make your shop, look at the ingredients in those recipes, make your shopping list, go food shopping, and start with 3 days, okay? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and simple snacks. Keep it simple until you have a rhythm going. Once you have a good attitude and you have a rhythm, you'll be able to get it done and get it done in a reasonable amount of time and save yourself from issues with food down the road, with money in your pocket, with time overall in your life, and you'll just feel better about yourself all the way around. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. Thanks for joining. Tom, you have anything you want to throw in before we wrap it up?
Yeah, just the last thing. Water. Water, 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 right? We can live without food. We'll die within a week without water. So make sure that you're taking in enough clear water, not, like vitamin water or fruit water that you squirt inside and stuff. Your plain old water. Try to, again, this is going back to some of the long-term tips of microwaving and plastic and so forth, right? Plastic bottles leak, especially we don't know how long they've been sitting in, that water's been sitting in those bottles, if they've been in the sun, if they were in the back of a 100-degree truck, if they were sitting in a warehouse for the last 6 months with the temperatures going up and down. You can do your own research and you can see what happens with water in plastic bottles. Get glass. If you have the water that comes out of your fridge, if you have your filter, get a glass bottle. Get one of those silver lining bottles, stainless steel bottles. I can't remember the names of them, but they're the big things now. You can put hot water or hot things and cold things in there. Those are great because they're like indestructible and they keep your water cold for 24 hours. So use that. Keep filling it up. A good tip is half your body weight in ounces in water every day, and that's if you're not doing any forms of exercise. If you're not doing strenuous exercise. So figure out your body weight, cut it in half, turn it to ounces, right? So if you weigh 150 pounds, you should be getting at least 75 ounces of water a day. If you're exercising, you need to add to that, right? So just for reference, a gallon of water is 128 ounces. So use that as your reference. But start with that half your body weight in ounces. If you're not drinking any water now, then just start with that halfway mark and gradually start increasing. And, especially if you're a coffee drinker, if you're a big tea drinker, if you've been drinking a lot of soda, all those things are diuretics. They dehydrate you. And so the more you drink of them, the more you want them, and the more dehydrated you become, and then it's a cycle, right? It's like having sugar. It's like having salt. The more you have it, the more you want it, right? So start replacing some of those things with water, right? And if you do drink your cup of coffee, have a glass of water right after it. If you're drinking your tea, have a glass of water right after it, and so forth. So start adding that water to your plan. That should also be in your menu. You need to keep track of those things.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Cristina. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on all of the social media accounts. TomGalan.com, CristinaRamillo.com, info@mbs.org. Hit us up on Facebook, MBS Tom Galan, MBS Connection. Find us.
Just a reminder, guys, on our Facebook page is today MBS Connection and MBS Tom Galan. We posted a bunch of specials for Black Friday. I never give discounts. but we will do it for Black Friday this year. And it's the only time of the year that I would ever reduce anything is right before the big holidays. And it's only one time. So it's not a gimmick saying, oh, it's Black Friday specials, and then it's going to come a couple weeks where we go New Year's resolution specials. Not happening. Black Friday specials, take advantage of it. 3 of our biggest programs are right now on sale, 60% off. Get in on it because there's some bonuses with them as well. So not only will you get those programs at a reduced rate for the next year, you will also get some bonus things that are normally sold separately. So you're saving tens of thousands of dollars. Great way. There are payment plan options also. Great way to give gifts. Give the gift of health and fitness to the friends and family that are business owners. We have a coaching program that is on sale right now, and we are not only throwing the coaching program, and we did a combo. So we threw our mastermind program in with it, so they get to attend MBS University as well for one price. Don't miss out on it. So spread the word. And I will be here all day answering emails and phone calls for the Black Friday specials. You're not sure which program that you should take on, give us a call first. Shoot me an email first, Cristina@mbsconnection.org or info@mbsconnection.org or tom@mbsconnection.org. And I will make sure I get on the phone with you before you click and purchase anything. So with that said, thanks, Tom, for joining me tonight. We'll see you guys for Workout Wednesday tomorrow.
All right. See you guys tomorrow. Good night, Cristina.
Night, Tom.